Hey everyone, so I just discovered a new workflow that connects ClaudeCode and Claude Design, and it happened completely by accident. So previously, when ClaudeCode sent something to Claude Design, it could only send the design system type of project. In other words, it means that anything pushed from ClaudeCode into Claude Design would always end up as a design system. So even if you push a full design screen or a wireframe from ClaudeCode to Claude Design, it will still be imported into the design system. And that design system was actually just the entire wireframe. It wasn't really a design system at all. But today, I accidentally figured out a new workflow, which is that while I'm working in ClaudeCode, I can now directly interact with Claude Design and modify the actual design inside the project in Claude Design. So here is how it works. So when you send a design from Claude Design to ClaudeCode for implementation, there is a URL, right? You copy that and paste that into ClaudeCode, and ClaudeCode will have that URL and started to implement the project. So when you paste that URL into the ClaudeCode, the URL actually contains the project ID. So once the ClaudeCode has that project ID, any changes you describe in the chat in ClaudeCode will be synced directly back to Claude Design through the project ID. It can actually update the design inside Claude Design automatically. So that means you don't even need to go back to Claude Design to make edits by yourself. It's kind of unbelievable. And I asked ClaudeCode, hey, how did you do that? Previously, you told me that you couldn't do that. You couldn't directly modify your design at a project level inside Claude Design, but how did you just suddenly did it? And the response was so surprising. So ClaudeCode said that officially there is still the limitation, and the command has been seeing the same thing as well, but it had just tested the edge by itself. So it basically tested the boundary of what was possible and what was not possible. So ClaudeCode said that once it saw the project ID embedded in the URL that I just pasted from the Claude Design, it realized there was a different way to interact with the project. So it just went ahead and updated design in Claude Design for me. I was like, wow, that's really unbelievable.